it really begs the noodle that somebody thought it would be a really good idea to try and diversify M&Ms. They're fictional candy people that by definition don't have any sort of gender or race. As far as gender is concerned, they are not set by any binary, they're not bimodal, they are by definition quite literally non-binary. They are not even peanut or non-peanut, they are strictly chocolate, peanut, almond, peanut butter, pretzel, and whatever the crunchy one is. I think it's rice. And there's more if you go internationally. So they're not set by anything, they're quite literally non-binary. They exist in a non-binary system. So are we going to accuse them of what, sounding specifically? There are female presenting M&Ms, absolutely. But again, is there a problem with that? If someone is more female representing or male representing? I thought that was a no. So why are we diversifying a literally multicolored group of fantasy candy that is not bimodal, binary, literally non-binary, and has both masculine and feminine presenting characteristics, but are bound by neither? I'm very confused by this. It's M&M's, I believe it's Hershey. Whoever cooked this up and thought, this is a really good idea. People are gonna really love this. Whoever gave you that advice lied to you. Whoever told you this was a really, really good idea did not have your best interests in mind. Because this is a terrible, terrible idea. For one, it's candy. It's a very terrible idea to politicize candy. You shouldn't do it. Two, what evidence do you have that you need to diversify candy to your consumers? Was there a focus group that you had, or multiple focus groups that you had, where you asked them a question? One being, do you think your multicolored fantasy candy characters are not diverse enough? If so, why? If so, I would love to see the focus group data on that, both your control group and your experimental groups. It would be very fascinating to see. I would like to hear audio too, because I'm sure the bewildering laughter of awkwardness would just be very, very interesting. And three, the one thing I can't truly wrap my brain around is the only way we could tell if they needed to be really diversified is by voice. So are we accusing like the red and yellow M&Ms of sounding a certain way? Because they're the ones who are presenting most throughout most M&M campaigns throughout the years. So are we accusing them of sounding a certain way? Because that is patently absurd. That is quite literally smacking the book in the face and saying, you are this certain way. We are judging you this way and you better look that way on the inside. So I don't quite understand. It's insane. This is stupid. Like, I can't think of a more absurd thing to judge and say this needs to be diversified on than fantasy candy characters that have, by definition, no physical insides that can be defined by human standards, then define them by human standards, and then diversify them more, despite the fact that they were already diversified by multiple colors, multiple insides that are completely different from one another, and then say, yeah, we need to change them more. They need to be by our standards. They don't. They're candy. They are candy that we will consume one way or another. And the greatest thing about that, to another fuck you to this weird Sunday that we have going on, the fuck you cherry, is that we all eat this candy differently. We all consume this candy in a diverse manner. That would have been a great way to put diversity into this whole business, but y'all fucked that up. You want to add diversity to this candy? Show people eating the candy diversely. That would have been a great campaign. But nope. You had to stop at pure physical appearance, and only the outside matters. God, seriously, who brought this to the table? And who said, let's run with it, let's spend money on this, let's waste our time and everybody else's time? This is gonna go great. Anyway, that's what's been baking my noodle. I hope it bounces around in somebody else's noodle too. Take it easy.